So Forza Motorsport is out, and I've been really enjoying it, if not questioning its place in the industry. I understand that there's an audience for serious and luxurious racing games, but is there really that much of a market for them exclusively on Xbox? Because I can't help but feel when I'm playing Forza Motorsport, man, I wish I was playing Gran Turismo 7. But I less wanted to talk about these individual games, and talk about the genre of racing games as a whole, and why they are the way they are in the current gaming climate. You probably already know this, but there are two types of racing games, arcade and simulation, and both of these have evolved dramatically over the last 10 years. Sim races have become some of the most intricate and detailed games on the market, with such a vibe of premium quality and a gorgeous and soothing feeling of relaxation as you play, while arcade races were the craziest and most insane games on the market, and there were so many of them. Every publisher was throwing their hat into the ring. Burnout, Twisted Metal, Need for Speed, it just goes on and on. Today, there's only one franchise left that sits at the top of the genre, and that's Forza Horizon, which has all the satisfying feeling of its sim racing twin, but with the freedom and excitement that no one else can replicate. But how did this happen? When did arcade races become more and more like sim races? And more importantly, when did they lose their wild side of pure chaos and destruction? Well, it's all tied up in money and advertising. These games have become infected and enslaved by their own subject matter. Racing games are no longer about fun, although they certainly are still fun. To Microsoft and Sony, these games are in a unique position, where they no longer just generate income from the consumer, but from the car manufacturers themselves. With racing games switching to using real-world brands and vehicles, manufacturers are desperate to get their expensive products in front of as many eyes as possible, and games like Forza and Gran Turismo are a premium marketing method for them. This can cause the player to form a connection to a fictional car, and then the next time they're in need of a car, they might come across the same model or brand in a dealership and be more inclined to purchase the car they already have a connection with. And when you're dealing with so many real-world brands, under no circumstances can you represent their products in a negative light. That means there are no crashes or explosions or excessive damages, and every vehicle has to operate in tip-top shape at all times, because you can't anger the manufacturers. That would be like if I hired a video editor and they changed the video to make it look like I think live service games are a good idea and that they're the future Sony should definitely be pursuing. So Sony and Microsoft have toned down or completely removed any and all fantasy from their racing games to satisfy the brands. But then why doesn't someone else come along and fill this empty niche in the market? Where's the new Burnout clone? Better yet, where is Burnout? Is there a reason that these AAA studios aren't making a destruction-focused racing game? Is it because the realistic games are more profitable due to the money you make from the manufacturers? Surely there's still got to be room for a bit of fun in the racing genre. Racing games are a genre that has culled all of the inferior competitors, and the only ones left playing are the top dogs, who are too entrenched in money from real-world companies. While Nintendo has cornered off the fantasy racer market, there's still an open gap to fill in the niche, left by Burnout and Twisted Metal, games about cars and carnage, where destruction is on full display. While gaming has been infected by money and only doing the most profitable thing, it's sad to see that an entire subclass of racing games has been left in the dust in the rush for lucrative brand deals.